You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Santa Lucia, Nate's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. I think I'm gonna put a pin on this conversation, though. Suit yourself. Talk to you later, Ben. With that, Brian steps away from me and wanders over towards Carlos. Probably so we can start bothering him next. Who should I talk to now? Carlos. I find Carlos sitting away from everyone at another table. He has his arms folded and is staring at a corner of the wall. It honestly seems like his attention is elsewhere. I wonder what's up. Hey, Carlos. Hi, Ben. I pull up a chair and sit across from him. Everything going alright? I notice you've been pretty quiet lately. I am? Sorry, I don't mean to be. It's okay, I'm just worried about you is all. It is none of your concern. He snaps back at me with surprising force. Wow, okay then. I put my hands up and consider walking away. I'm just checking up on a friend. No need to bite my head off. Huh. He mutters something in Spanish under his breath. I'm sorry, that was very rude of me. Apology accepted. I decided instead to let my guard down. He may be gruff and irritable, but he's never meant any harm to anyone. Maybe it's better to just hear him out. If you want to talk, I'm here. If you must know, my brother's in the hospital. Oh shit, I didn't realize. I'm sorry for pushing you, man. It's fine, you didn't know. Have you gone to see him yet? No. A quick and blunt retort. Really? How come? He does not deserve it. Eh? I lean forward, surprisingly intrigued by the implication. Well, what do you mean by that? My brother is a drug addict. He needs to suffer the consequences for his actions. Carlos slams a fist onto his thigh, which reverberates with a dull thud. I see. Like I said, it is none of your concern. He gets up from his seat and starts walking away. Hey, where are you going? To fill my plate with some more food. I watch in silence as the tiger piles on some breadsticks and chicken wings on his already used plate. I know when I'm not wanted, so I take this as a sign for me to leave him be. I hope he does see his brother eventually, though. Carlos can be a little too stubborn for his own good. Who should I talk to now? Karina. Ah, there you are, Ben. I've been meaning to tell you about what happened with Malcolm. Karina catches up to me as I'm grabbing a chicken wing out of the basket. Oh yeah? I was wondering about that. Do you want the long story or the short story first? I'll admit, the suspense is killing me. I think I'd rather hear the conclusion first and let her fill in the details later. Let's go with the short story. Okay, so I'm single again. Oh, what a bummer. I struggle to stifle my laughter. It's a funny story, but that's not the funny part, bub. Karina. No, sorry about that. Sorry, I know, it's just the way you said it. You jerk. She nudges my shoulder. Being single sucks, you know. I'd like to have someone who loves and cares about me. Are you saying I don't? You know what I mean, gosh. Let's move on to the long story. Alright, so I did what I said and all. I hung around his frat house waiting for his induction. I knew his side chick was going to be there, and I wanted to catch them red-handed. I remember that part. So as soon as it was his turn, I stormed in and made a scene. I got in that girl's face and demanded to know why she was stealing my man from me. I raised both my eyebrows in surprise. How audacious! You were already through the relationship at this point, weren't you? There's no coming back from something like that. Of course I was. I thought he was cheating on me. But then the girl stood up and straight up and told me that she's Malcolm's sister. What? No way! Yeah, seeing her up close really made the resemblance obvious. That they're both fat bears? Man, you're taking no prisoners today. Sorry, I'm tired. Go on. So yeah, apparently Malcolm's sister is a grad student here. That stings. I'm over it. Obviously Malcolm broke up with me on the spot for embarrassing him on this big night. Truth be told, we weren't meshing all that well, so I think this would have happened eventually. There's a surprise. What was that? Nothing. She pounds a fist in the palm of her other hand. I might have to shove your face in mud later, you hear me? What? Damn flashbacks of when we were kids! So you still remember what I'm capable of. Good. Anyway, I was feeling bummed out about it, so I called Shay and we had dinner at the UC. We ended up talking about how it was Zach's birthday today, and Shay got the idea that we should gather everyone up and come visit. Ah, so that's how it happened, huh? I guess I have Malcolm to thank for all this. No, you dolt, you should thank Shay. It was her plan, all I did was give her everyone's phone numbers. I see. Well, all's well that ends well. Yeah, I'd rather be having fun right now instead of moping at home crying into a pillow. You know, like some other girls would do. I get you, don't worry. Thanks for listening, Ben. Anyway, I won't hold you up any longer. No problem. I'm gonna finish this chicken wing before it gets cold. Enjoy! With a wink, Karina rejoins the rest of the group and leaves me with the food still in my hand. I take a bite of it. Ugh! And of course it's cold. Oh well, no choice but to finish it now. Who should I talk to now? Shay! Alright. Howdy, Ben. You got a minute to talk? Eh? Oh, sure. Shay catches me while I'm walking between groups. I scan the room for her boyfriend only to find he's deep in conversation with Karina and Nate. You sure Chris won't mind? Don't be so shy. We're friends, aren't we? Yeah, I guess you're right. She pulls me into a corner outside of earshot from most of the others. So, what's up? I've been trying to talk to Zach all night, but it feels like he's avoiding me. Really? It's pretty unusual of him. What makes you think that? He sticks real close to that lion guy. It's hard to get him alone. You mean Russell? Yeah, he's pretty protective of Zach, I've noticed. It's a shame. I kind of feel like I need to apologize to Zach for this. For what? Just bringing everyone on at the last minute. You think that's why he's avoiding you? Well, Karina's not been shy about telling everyone it was our idea to come to the party. Honestly, I think he did the right thing, Shay. I'm sure Zach appreciates it, even though he might not show it. Really? Yeah, of course. I get the impression he's not used to this kind of thing. It's probably nice to know that there's more than a couple of people who think about you, you know? That's good. Besides, I'm happy about it too because it means it wasn't just me and Russell at his party. I've actually been wondering about something, Ben. Huh? My ears perk up in interest. Zach's been talking about someone a lot in Chem Lab, but I notice it doesn't really sound like you. How so? I don't have many details, but it's the way he phrases some things. Like he'll talk about how he hangs out with a friend a lot. And when I ask him what he's like, he'll tell me that he's a good guy and that he trusts him with his life. It's a pretty strange way of putting it, don't you think? Think back to all my interactions with Zach over the month. I can't say that really sounds like the kind of relationship we have. No, that's definitely not me he's talking about. So then it must be... Russell. A wave of shame briefly washes over me. Feels like I push Zach away more often than we get closer as friends. I've been trying to improve our relationship, but I know how you feel. It's like how Karina and I weren't getting along back when school started. It was tough, but I kept doing nice things for her, and eventually she came around. Sounds to me like Russell may have had a head start in that regard, but don't get discouraged. I can tell just by looking at you both together that you mean more to each other than you let on. It's honestly kind of cute. What? For some reason, her words leave me completely flabbergasted and blushing red. We're just friends. It's nothing like that. Thanks for the talk, Ben. With the flip of her hair, she turns around and starts walking away while giggling to herself. Hey, hold on. You can't just leave it at that. Before I can catch up with her, she's already integrated herself in the conversation between Chris, Nate, and Karina. Man, that girl can be quite the enigma sometimes. Who should I talk to now? Tea time? Tea is so good, y'all. Alright, let's talk to Chris. Looking around the room for a moment, I finally find the person who I want to talk to. He stands next to the table alone while hawking down a breadstick. Chris! Ben! Oh, God, wrong accent. I'm a sniper, he exclaims with his mouth still full. You having a good time tonight? I could ask you the same thing. I smile at the Aussie. Can you pass me a breadstick? Sure. He reaches into the basket and pulls a nice thick one out for me. Ooh, thanks. I lean against the table close to him and face the rest of the party. So, what made you decide to show up? You were really insistent earlier in the lab about how you wouldn't feel comfortable at a party like this. Well, you see, it's like this. He stumbles on his words, clearly trying to fish for an acceptable excuse. She would just be honest with me. Everything always has to have some squeaky clean explanation when it comes to him. Honestly, I'm still a bit uncomfortable with... I'm a sniper. Honestly, I'm still a bit uncomfortable with this. Shay was really insistent that I be here. I didn't want to let her down. Oh, sure, blame the girl. I speak with a sarcastic enough tone to make it clear that I'm messing with him. Huh? Just admit that you couldn't help yourself. A party's a party after all, right? That's not what I meant. Okay, oh, this isn't looking like a breach of mentor conduct. I mean, you're kind of well beyond that point if what they say about mentors dating freshmen is true. Why the hell would they even care what you're doing with your free time? Mentors are held to be extremely high standards, Ben. We're expected to set an example for our students. I just thought of a perfect comparison. Are you aware of how Disneyland employees are expected to act when wearing the costumes? I think. They're required to always be in character, and when they're wearing the full suits for the mascots, they're not even allowed to talk. It's all in order to preserve the magic for the guests. It's a little less extreme than that for us here, but the general idea is similar. Jeez, here I was thinking it was simple stuff like not drinking alcohol in front of underage students. I mean, that's part of it. But we're expected to be on our best behavior at all times. I'm sure there's times when you wish you could go apeshit, huh? What was that? He looks at me confused, seeming to genuinely not understand the joke. Never mind. He's staring at me again. Who is? Chris gives me a settled signal in the direction of Russell. Russell? Yeah. To be fair, it's kind of weird you're here. I knew this was a bad idea. Great, relax. It's not the end of the world. It's a party. You're supposed to be having fun, right? I guess you're right. You know, I finally got a chance to talk to Russell about what happened. About what? The thing. Oh! I hope it wasn't too disappointing. I know you used to be friends. I shrugged my shoulders. So were you and him. Look, I'm not going to go into any exact details given where we're at, but you should consider actually trying to talk to him yourself. There's a lot more to what happened than you might think. I don't know. Maybe the two of you can finally mend that bridge that was burned. Chris shoves his hands into his pockets and stares down at the floor. I take this as my cue to walk away. Ultimately, I'm not that invested into whether or not those two make up. Not for my own sake, at least. But maybe it would help Russell if they did. Who should I talk to now? Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!